just thought once you're going to do
Okay, we are on the recording, and we'll change to speaker mode, so we'd be recording the people talking. Let's start from the beginning. I'm Faisal Saleh, founder and executive director of the Palestine Museum US here in Woodbridge, Connecticut, and in Edinburgh, Scotland, where we refer to the museum there as Palestine Museum Scotland. Thanks for the audience who joined us on Zoom from various countries around the world. We're all very excited about today's event, and I'd like to also welcome Taki Spatin, our guest of honor, and the artist who created the masterpiece that we're going to be sharing with you momentarily. Krista, I was wondering, Krista Bruin is my co-host, and she's coming to us today from Detroit, Michigan. Normally, she is in Madison, Wisconsin. So, Krista, do we have just a brief intro as to who Erin Bushnell is?
Well, Aaron Bushnell was in the U.S. Air Force. He was an officer, and he was very troubled by what is happening in Palestine and the U.S. complicity in the genocide in Gaza. And in protest of that horrific, the horrific acts that we've been witnessing month after month, on February 25th, 2024, he stood in front of the Israeli embassy in DC and set himself on fire. And before he did that, he did explain why he was going to do what he did. And he videotaped himself. And so it was live streamed, sent shockwaves around the world. And by the time the Israeli embassy caught wind of what was happening, the police were coming. Instead of trying to help him, they were going to arrest him. But he did pass away from his wounds, and the last thing that he uttered was "Free Palestine." And he did not want to be. He could not live with the situation as it was, and this is his act of protest to raise awareness around the world, and particularly in the United States. To the ways in which the US government has supported not only the dispossession of Palestine from the Palestinians, but the horrific events of the last now 20 plus months. So, and we're so honored to have with us Taki Spatin, one of our affiliate artists with the Palestine Museum, who has so graciously honored Aaron Bushnell's legacy and memory, an act of defiance, and painted a mural that we're all looking forward to seeing. And of course, we're going to be in conversation with Taki about what he has created here. So thank you so much for being with us, Taki, and everyone out there on Zoom and in
Thank
the
you, Chris.
museum.
So I'm going to go and move camera two and have camera two look uh, at the mural. And I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to uh, spotlight camera two. So now and we will turn it around.
And this is also a great chance to see a glimpse of part of the Palestine Museum. That's, of course, our gathering space for special hybrid events like this one. You can see the mural there in the distance, and that is the representation of Aaron Bushnell standing at attention. So I think Faisal will get us a little bit closer there so we can see more clearly.
Somebody said it was pixelated. There might be something specific to the particular.
So we do have that view pinned. And I'm going to let Taki talk about this representation, but I'm already just blown away by the fact that this mural extends beyond the frame. It's almost like Aaron is standing with us in the museum. And he had that glorious smile, which is so beautifully represented here by Taki. And he's standing with two of our mannequins with incredible thobes, which is traditional tatriz dresses worn and made by Palestinian women. So Taki, can we bring you in? Tell us about the inspiration for this incredible representation of Aaron.
Well, if I want to, first of all, hello, everyone. My name is Takis Patin. I'm from village of Hussan, Bethlehem. Um, Mr. Faisal asked me, like, we discussed about what if we can greet Aaron Bushnell for having him in our museum in USA as a mural primed on the wall to be like forever. It is not a canvas, or it is not something you can move, or something to be like for a while and then that's it. No, it's will be forever in that wall. And for me, it is the first time that I painted inside the museum, which is mixed between street art and something high value concept to be painted directly on the wall in the museum. So the wall, it's reserved, so it's not going to be covered or to change that painting with other painting. No, it is part of it. So he take Aaron Bushnell, he take his place in this museum, and also he take like a place in from me, from my mind, from my heart, from my feelings, and I think he takes a place of each Palestinian people in Gaza, in West Bank, in occupied land, and everywhere around the world. So we know he's burned himself, and he did something like it's very like, maybe we can say it like it's too much thing. Like he can like throw himself from top of building or shoot himself in his head, but like to fire, it means a lot. Like he chose that, and he know why he chose that, because I think he saw people in Gaza burned in the like inside the fire, even children or women, old men, without no reason, like civilians. So he used the same thing that he saw in the news, and he think that what he have doing, it's because what's happening in Gaza, it is something big. So he decided to do that. And he was yelling, he was screaming, even it was like very painful, very extra pain in him. He was not like just yelling for nothing. He was yelling with the free Palestine. And I was crying when I saw that video. And also I start screaming with him. I was in Jordan at that time. So I start to think about how I can greet this man, how we can, like as a Palestinian, how we can greet him. This is not the only thing that we can do. Like if I'm a sculpture man or a sculpture artist, I will make him as a big sculpture, because he's in a history and he made his history by his own self. Like he did, he chose how to be in the Palestinian history. And about the concept, if you can see, there is like two children replaced the fire with a poppies flower. Poppies is a symbol of the martyrs, and his body, it's in the scene, in the Palestinian scene, landscape, in the frame of Palestine, which is that frame is viewing us, showing us the east of Gaza. From the eastern Gaza, we can see that. And these children is my children. Yeah, my boy and my daughter, they handling the flower on his body as you are one of us, like you are like Palestinian member, and even it is not enough. I was satisfied because it is very beautiful mural, and we can see him like smiling, and it is not fire, it is a flower, and I bought my children as with a pleasure. Yeah, like when I bought like my children, a mural should be something worthy and deserve to put my children with another human or another person. Um, so he is a history for me. He is a big thing added to the Palestinian case. I don't know Palestinian cause, and I don't know how American people can see him or the American Air Force. How can they see him or what they called him? I don't know. Even I don't care. But for us, I think he done his mission by his way. Yeah, so this mural in the Palestinian Museum is a small greeting for him and for his family to let them know that it is the only the beginning how we can care about who fighting for Palestine. No, like you didn't have like if you want to fight for Palestine, yeah, fight and no, we just turned our back to him. No, we care about them. We painted him. We we signed him in our history. We archived him, and I think someone will name his child Aaron Bushnell in Palestine. For example, we do that. Um, yeah, he sacrificed himself for Palestine, which is something big. I think the 2 million people in Gaza, when they saw him, all the people in Gaza, they saw him. Everybody. I think that means a lot to all people in Gaza. And it's mean a lot for me. So that because I agreed with Mr. Faisal to do this person, the Aaron Bushnell, with the greetings, with a pleasure in that wall. And in 2 days, it is part of it. So I didn't chill like, yeah, like music and painting and whatever. No, that was very speed. And I did it very fast. That was like kind of nectar of my feeling. It is it's not like because I'm talent or it's like it's became very beautiful like that, like boop مرة واحدة. Yeah, just one time. I just start today, I finish tomorrow. That's it.
Uh, I must say that I don't know of any artist in the world that can do what Taki has done to come in here on a Friday afternoon. We went out and spent some time buying paints and brushes, etc. And we got started, Saturday morning after we've had some breakfast, and he went at it, and I just sat and watched. And by late Sunday evening, the whole thing was done. And I just couldn't figure out how, I mean, even if he had like a printed film and just stuck it on the wall, it would have taken him almost as much time, much less something that he painted from scratch. You know, some of the mural artists would project the scene on the wall and then they go trace what's on the wall with a pencil. No. This came out of his without any preparation on the wall whatsoever, and it was just coming out like crazy. And if you look at the scene itself, there's so much detail in it that may not be as obvious in the image here. Unfortunately, Zoom doesn't let you zoom on the pictures. We cannot zoom in to show you more other than taking the camera and putting it there, and the iPhone camera on Zoom. At least I haven't figured out how to make it zoom in. If anybody in the audience knows how to do that, let us know. But that was quite a scene, and I also should point out that he didn't work solid on it because he had to take a few cigarette breaks, and if he hadn't done that, would have been done in a day and a half probably. So it's interesting that I don't know, he probably broke some records doing this. If you read the email that we sent out, there's a copy of a press release in it, and it says, you know, the size of the mural is I believe what did we say? 10 feet high. No, I'm sorry, 6 feet high and 17 feet long.
Wow.
So it's
Huge.
quite a bit. And it was painted on the sheetrock directly, and the sheetrock was a dark gray. You could see it at the ends.
Mm-hmm.
Painted it right on the gray wall, the sheetrock. So without any need for preparation of the sheetrock or anything.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Taki, you know, Aaron self-immolated on February 25th, 2024. That's winter in Palestine, when Palestine actually comes to life in the way that we see here. I wonder if you could just talk about the landscape, and we know that that's not what Gaza looks like now. So I wonder if you could just talk about what that means to you as an artist and as a human being and as a Palestinian.
Yeah, to talk about the landscape in Palestine, it's you know, like I didn't see the paradise in my life, but if I want to caption the landscape of Palestine, is like the paradise. Like it is, yeah, this is I can name it like a land of piece of land coming from that paradise. Like I'm traveling around the world. I'm seeing the landscape of USA, landscape of France and Germany, Sweden, Norway, Italy, whatever. Yeah, so I have a good idea about the landscape around the world, but for like landscape, Palestinian landscape, I think there is nothing similar to Palestine land. Rich and colorful. The green is not only green, it's like I feel when the land blooming in the spring after a very harsh winter, it's like the land is singing, and you can hear the sound of the land through the birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very crazy. The fruity trees, the flowery, the smells of many flowers. Also, we can think about each feet, each feet on the foot or feet we saying. Like
Each
the
foot, each foot. Yeah.
Yeah, each foot on the land, there is someone in the history stamped. So there is like footprint everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can feel it. We can see, maybe someone died here, or maybe some fighter was running here in 1948, or 1936, or 19, like something like we saying we um, we can um, we can feel that a lot of people they sacrificed themselves for this land, which is make this land more rich and more high value. Which why it is holy land? It's not because only because the prophets and the messengers and all the religions came to that land. It is not only about that, or maybe there is like some holy places like mosque, or it is not about the mosque or the stone. It is more than this. The blood is make it more rich. So I can see like this flower is very beautiful because it is watered by blood. This olive tree, it's a very holy tree because there is a lot of my grandfathers, they sat under it after fight or after farming. So there is a lot of story with each tree, with each stone, with each rock, with each mountain. Yeah, and we are very sad when the settler came to build the settlements randomly and they cut the mountain and they demolished the
Mhm.
land randomly and in a violent way. Yeah, that is very sad. As the same what's happening last week, they start to build the barrier wall, and now they are digging the land for making like a straight line, and they cut our farm from the middle. And my father was
Mhm.
crying because he planted that olive tree when he was 10 years old with his father, my grandfather.
Mhm.
And yes, and yeah, it's more than the color and wow, it's beautiful. No, no, no. There is a lot of things behind the scene. Yeah.
Taki,
It's
just
really
say
beautiful.
something to the audience. If any of you would like to join us on the panel and say anything to Taki directly or ask a question or maybe perhaps share comments and feelings about the mural or anything, please raise your hand and I will bring you on board and then you can say what you'd like. In the meantime, we'll ask Taki a couple more questions. Taki, how did you feel when the whole thing was finished?
In the painting,
Yeah, when you finished everything and you put all your leftover paint and brushes and everything in the cardboard box and were ready to walk away from it, how did you feel? What was your feeling?
I felt part of my mission have done for Palestine, and I felt that it's done in a good shape. I was exhausted, and that was make me very high. Like it's make me feeling satisfied because I was exhausted. Like because it's not taking too much time with me, which is make me like this is the only thing that make me like very happy with that. So I felt something from my back, like something heavy from my back, just take it down.
Mhm.
Part of it, not everything, like part of it. Yeah, I was breathing. Yeah, I took deep breath after that. Yeah, when I was traveling from Connecticut to DC, yeah, I was just smiling. Yeah, I have to sleep, but I didn't sleep in the train. I just smiling and looking for nothing. I just was looking to my mind during I did it. And also, like, I watched his video again and I saw him and I looked out again to his photos. Yeah, I was speaking to him like just metaphoric.
So Taki, why did you present him saluting and smiling as opposed to what the actual scene was? Tell us what went into that thinking.
Um, because because I said that Palestinian landscape is like for me it is as a piece of from the paradise, and he is in the paradise as in the Palestinian scene as a frame inside the frame. So if he is in paradise now, he will be smiling, and there is no fire, and there is no painful. So for me, it is Aaron Bushnell. It is not with fire or like his skin is melted or there is like a lot of wounded. No, no, no. For me, Aaron Bushnell It is a smile guy.
Taki, some people in our audience are wondering whether Aaron's family was contacted about the mural or any media. I just wonder if there's any contact that you've had, or Faisal, that you've had through the museum
Well, we
about this
tried.
event.
There is some sort of an organization, a foundation, or something that was created in his honor by some people. I'm not sure who organized it. And I sent them, I got the email of that organization, sent them an email and told them what we're doing. But unfortunately, I have not heard anything from anybody, and I've asked him to check with his family also, but we have not heard anything. The mural is going to be here for years to come, so there's time for people to see it, and for time for his family
Of course.
aware of it. Hopefully, this is not a 2-day exhibit. This is as long as this building stays here, that thing is going to be there.
And Taki, did you have any of the time while you were painting videotaped for your own record, or something that you at some point would like to share with the public? I was just curious. Some people are asking in the chat.
To see like videos or something like
No, just
during my
some people are wondering if you took any video footage of while you were painting.
I took some still pictures.
yeah Mr.
Okay.
Faisal took some,
I have some,
and
but
so only one thing about if the family will be contacting that. I think we did it when we did it for the people, not his family, the people, the visitor of the museum. This is Aaron Bushnell, and it is in the Palestine museum. He is in part of Palestinian heritage, part of Palestinian legacy, part of Palestinian frame. If his family know that, they will feel, I don't know what they will feel. I don't know. Like, it is something big. Like, I can't caption that. But I remember when George Floyd, you know, George Floyd, when he
Yes, of course.
died, when he died, I painted him on the separation wall, and his aunt contacted me after 3 years or maybe 2 years to thank me. But when I did it, it's not for his aunt to thank me. So when we did our Bushnell, we are not waiting for his family to say, oh, thank you, Mr. Faisal, for painting our son in your wall. No, it is our pleasure and it is our duty to do that. And maybe I'm going to paint it in Palestine, or maybe I will ask my friend in Gaza to paint him on wall in Gaza, because I have like a lot of friends in Gaza, mural artists. Yeah, we have to do more for these kind of people. Why? To let other people, that Palestinian people, they're thinking more and they're caring for who is caring for us and who is fighting for us. No, we're not just only like, we are just having drama, whatever, and you are protesting everywhere and we're not seeing you. No. We are seeing you, we are feeling with you, and we are waiting from you more. But please don't kill yourself. Stay and fight for us. Don't sacrifice like too much as Aaron Bushnell did, because it is too much. Like, how I can greet him? Should I like, like it is something big. So stay alive, but fight smart and fight and stay alive. And don't burn yourself for us. Maybe it is deserved, but we need you to see us when we are happy, because you did this for me. Like, if you are holding Palestinian flag, climbing the Big Ben Tower and waving with the Palestinian flag, and I will be very happy, okay? That man who holding that Palestinian flag on the Big Ben Tower, he want to see our reaction. He would love to see us very happy, because it is make him satisfying to do more and to keep going. You understand?
speaking of that, Taki, want to let the audience know that this is
Yeah.
the second mural at the museum.
Yeah.
There is another mural there, which I'm going to take the camera and just give people a glimpse of it very quickly. And that was of Rachel Corrie. And that mural was painted right before the museum opened in 2018. And perhaps, Krista, you may want to say a couple of things about Rachel Corrie while I take camera too. And
Oh, sure. So Rachel Corrie was an activist who traveled to Gaza, to Rafah, and she was with other activists. They were trying to stop the home demolitions when they were demolishing homes in Rafah along the border area. And she and others took nonviolent direct action to try to stop the Israeli army from destroying those homes. And when she placed her body between the bulldozer and one of the homes, the bulldozer ran her over. And her family created the Rachel Corrie Foundation. I put that link in the chat. They were challenging the Israeli government to have some kind of accountability for that, for the killing of their daughter. And the courts ultimately, years later, so this was in 2003, in 2015, they ruled it as an accident, and so there was no accountability. And her parents continued to carry on her legacy. She stood up for Palestine with her own flesh and blood and was literally run over and killed. And many people continue to honor her to this day. So that was 22 years ago, I believe. So there you see an image of her at the right. I think she was 23 years old. As old as my daughter is now. I always think about how many of us could be her. All the people who are going to the South Hebron Hills to witness the settlers taking land, especially from shepherd families, serving as eyewitnesses. Many of them come under attack by the settlers. Some are wounded. As we know, others have been killed by the Israeli army, including other American citizens. But of course, thousands, tens of thousands, now hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have lost their lives to Israeli state violence.
the artist that painted this is Ayed Arafah, and he's from the Dahish refugee camp, which is not very far from where Taki is from. And this was painted in March of 2018, and Rachel was killed in, I believe, it says it on the wall there.
I think it's March 2003.
2003.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought that this is just as almost as big, but maybe a couple of feet shy of the width in the width.
Yeah, and there was a play. She wrote many messages while she was in Gaza, and there was a play called I believe I think it was My Name is Rachel Corrie, but they just took her own words and made it into a kind of a multimedia performance that is really quite powerful. I've seen it, and I don't know if it's still being shown around, but you know, she had eyewitness testimony from what she witnessed there, just as a human being, and shared her sentiments with her family and then with the world. And her legacy also carries on. And of course, she would be devastated to know that not only has Rafah been terribly bombed to smithereens, but all of the Gaza Strip and so much of Palestine continues to be disfigured. You know, it came up yesterday in the film that we showed that was narrated by the Palestinian artist Leila Shawa, talking about how Israeli architecture and construction is confrontational, is violent. It cuts through the land. It doesn't it isn't in harmony with the land. Um, and that was brought up again today of how the violence of the state of Israel is not only toward the Palestinian people, but also toward the land of Palestine.
Can I talk about Razan Najjar while we're at it? This down?
Faisal, are you talking to me? I can't hear you very well.
I know, because I'm far. You want to talk about Razan and Najjar?
I might need you to do that. I don't have any notes on that one.
There's too much light on it. I'm gonna try to drop the light.
Okay.
Now it's good. Yeah. Okay, so I'll come and talk about it on the microphone there.
Is this the woman from Turkey who was killed when she was in the West Bank?
Razan
I'm
Najjar,
sorry.
Razan Najjar was a volunteer medic in Gaza during
Oh, yes.
the Great March of Return demonstrations. And there was a young person that was injured, was shot by the Israeli snipers right near the confrontation fence there. And she ran there to render first aid. And the sniper noticed her and targeted her, and she was shot and killed.
Yeah, and there was direct footage of all of that, and the Israelis twisted the footage to make her out to be some kind of violent participant when she was a medic just trying to tend to the wounds of others. So yeah, it's the image is small, so I didn't recognize her. I apologize, but yes, I do know about that.
This we honored her by commissioning a mosaic. So what you see there is actually a mosaic made up of very small colored stones put together. It's very stunning when you look at it in person. And you could see right below her, there are two photographs of Shireen Abu Akleh, also another martyr for Palestine. So
And of
the
course,
museum.
Shireen was gunned down by the Israeli army in the Jenin refugee camp when she was covering the incursion there by the Israeli army. There have been so many. She was shot in the head. And of course, they first claimed that she was shot by Palestinians, only to find out with the analysis that it was indeed the Israeli army. And said to be unintentional, but we all know when you're shot in the head, that's not an accident. So, yeah, and going back to Razan, I mean, the Great March of Return is a great example of nonviolent resistance in Palestine. So many people say, why is Hamas doing, this horrific act against Israel and against Israelis, and why are they taking people hostage? And it's not to condemn or condone, but to go back and look at the long-standing history of nonviolent resistance among Palestinians, including just living out each and every day, getting to work, getting to school, getting married, having children, you name it. And the Great March of Return was a simple act of Palestinians walking to the border of the Gaza fence at the time and demanding not only a lift of the siege that had been in place since 2006 or 7, but also the right of return, since 80% of Palestinians living in the Gaza Strip are refugees and are from over 200 communities in what is now the state of Israel. And the response from the Israeli army was with sniper fire. And many of the Israeli soldiers made a game of how many knees they could blow away from the protesters, from those that were just walking to the fence to draw attention to their situation. So the story of Palestine started long before October 7th. And so it is so important to honor those stories
Taki,
and all the forms of resistance.
Yep.
All right. Again, before we wrap up, anybody in the audience would like to ask a question or share a comment or Let's see, we have one person here. Let's try. Uh-oh, the hand went down. Okay, sorry. All right, let's try now. Another person, Jan Chalmers, my friend.
Yes,
Jan,
Jan is involved with the Palestine History Tapestry Project, which is a partnership between that incredible tatriz, telling the story of Palestine through tatriz, which is traditional Palestinian cross stitch, and
is not
incredible
just
partnership.
is not just involved. She's the founder of the
She
Palestine.
is the founder, exactly. This is her inspiration coming to even greater fruition through a partnership with the Palestine Museum.
Let's see. I'm looking to see if these people got on. So first, who do we have first? We had Michelle first. So Michelle, if
Can
you
you hear
would,
me? Can you
yeah,
hear me?
we can hear you. Would you like to turn your video on, perhaps?
I don't, okay, sure.
All right, there
I
you are.
just want to say something to Taki. Is that how you pronounce, or is it Taki?
Taki.
It's
Taki, I want to say to you that looking at your painting, the way that you've portrayed Palestine, you can feel the beauty and the holiness of the land so strongly. It's like your whole spirit is just flowing out to us. And if we could all be included somehow in this beautiful vision that you're holding in your heart and your spirit, and the children there with the flowers blessing every single soul that's passed on, that's been killed and been martyred by this. It just touches me so much, the beauty that you've created here. Thank you so much. I just wanted to acknowledge this, the beauty of your land. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Michael.
That's
Thank you so
all I
much.
wanted to
It's a
say.
pleasure to hear that. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going now.
all right. Thank you. Now let's go to
How do I go?
okay. What happened to Jan?
She has her hand up, but maybe you didn't bring her on yet.
I have to. I thought I did, but let's do it again. Here we go. Okay, Jan, accept. Okay, excellent. Okay, Jan, just unmute yourself and turn your video on.
Video. There we go. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, Faisal. Hi, Krista.
Hello, Jan. Good to
Thank
see
you
you.
so much for this absolutely moving, not only image, but the way it was portrayed and the way it was told. And it's obviously a piece of art from the heart. It's just beautiful. And it reminds me so much of days in 69 and 70, when Ian and I used to drive from Gaza through the countryside up to Jerusalem or to the north, and through these beautiful fields that were full of flowers and lovely vegetation. It's just a lovely memory. It's exceedingly moving, and thank you so much for it. Ian wanted to speak. It wasn't me, it was Ian that wanted to speak, so I'll hand over to him now.
Well, just I wanted to, my name's Ian Chalmers. My boss is Jan Chalmers, who is just I had wanted to say, first of all, to Taki and Faisal, how fantastic what you have achieved with this art. What I wondered to myself was, some of you will remember, if you're anywhere near as old as I am, about the death of Jan Palach, a Czech nationalist who set fire to himself in one of Prague's main squares and died because he was burned to death. And one wonders, his motivations for setting fire to himself was the Russian invasion of Czechoslovakia. So it was a very strong political statement, as indeed this wonderful image is that's been. So I very much hope that you will, if you haven't done so already, look for other examples of this type of sacrifice being made, and to make sure that, as best one can, the memory of these people who are so brave can be memorialized in a way where they won't be forgotten. Their bravery won't be forgotten. So thank you, Taki. Thank you, Faisal, for what you've achieved. Very difficult circumstances.
It's a
Thank
work
you.
from the heart. Thank you, Taki, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you both,
Thanks a lot.
Sir Ian Chalmers and Lady Jan Chalmers. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else would like to join us? Let's see if there's one more hand out here. And let's try for that.
And I will put information about the Palestine History Tapestry Project in the chat and momentarily. Let me just get this back open. There have already been 100 panels telling the story of the history of Palestine, and a new goal to have 100 more to continue to tell that story, that very powerful story of the most recent
Please accept.
horrific events.
Okay, I invited two people. If you would, so one declined, and one is joining us. Ola is joining.
And there's
Ola. Ola, if you,
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
you want to turn your video on so we can see you?
No, I have to put my hijab on. Hold on a second, 1 second.
Okay, give you enough time.
Well, Taki, I think your work shows the power of art to raise awareness, to honor the work of those who have found in their own heart, their own way of stepping up for Palestine. Obviously, some artists are writing lyrics, singing songs. Some people are painting, making sculpture. Some are speaking out, writing poetry or books. There's lots of ways to show up for Palestine, and we really appreciate the ways in which you are standing up, not only for your own people, but honoring those who are standing with Palestine. So,
We have,
hello, Ola.
Ola.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm
Alaikum
so
assalam.
amazed.
أهلا وسهلا يا حجة كيف حالك؟
Alhamdulillah, I'm so amazed at this mural. For me, as soon as I saw it, when it you got a little close with the camera, to me it looked like he was like almost standing outside of the mural. Like I'm sure when I see it, it'll probably be more intense, but that's what I felt as soon. I was like, it's almost like he's standing in front of it. It's really amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. So, mashallah, mashallah, I give you so much credit for bringing him to life for everybody to see. And yes, it's a very sad thing. I wish you didn't do that. I wish he stayed alive to kind of help the mission. So, it is a very sad thing. But you've honored him in a beautiful way. So I thank you for that.
Where are you from? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm originally from Alexandria, Egypt. I live in New York, in Briarcliff. And I've visited the museum like about a year ago, and I was so impressed. And so from that day, I was on the mailing list, and I participate as much as I can in every program, um, because it's so important. I I feel many times like I want to scream, like I think most of us, and sad, but I was just telling my husband, I said, uh, you can't give up, because apartheid in South Africa didn't like get rid of, it wasn't gotten rid of by people giving up, and we can't give up. We have to keep going, and until Palestine's free, inshallah.
There's
Thank you,
a little bit
Ola,
of
for those
a little bit
powerful
of
words.
there's a little bit of a coincidence here. Back in the 70s, I worked in Briarcliff Manor, New York,
Really?
at 549 Pleasantville Drive or something, or I worked for a
Pleasantville Road.
Pleasantville
Oh
Road
yeah, there's a little
corporation.
business campus there,
Yeah.
business area there. I'm not sure. Did you work with an airline or something?
No, it was an insurance brokerage company called Frank B. Hall and Company.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, it was there for a long time. I don't think it's there anymore.
No, no, they were rolled up into Aon. They're part of Aon now.
Mm,
This was
mm.
1975.
I've lived here all of my life since I've come from Alexandria, Egypt.
Nice area. They were very nice, and we used to go to a restaurant called Squirrels or Squires or something.
Squires, it's still here. Yeah, it's
How
so
about
funny.
that?
Small world, right?
Very, very nice to have you on our program, and thank you so much for sharing your warm feelings and your support of Palestine. And
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm been consumed. So first time actually I've gone to meet with a congressman, and I started before the incident happened in July of 2023, and then it catapulted me to actually have a meeting with him, and I was trying to encourage people from the community, which is a very hard thing to do, the Muslim community here, to go meet a congressman. And been trying to meet with him on a regular basis whenever way I can in person. Obviously, he's the best, and he kind of knows who I am now. And actually, I invited us to come to DC. We've been to DC. We saw his office. I'm trying to do my part, and as much as I can with whatever. That's what Allah tells us. I gave you gifts to use. Do what you can with what you have, and everybody has. I feel a responsibility to do what they can. Not everybody can do everything. We can all do our small part, but all these small parts together work hand in hand to hopefully create a reality of a free Palestine, inshallah.
thank you, Allah, and
Thank you so much.
Allah ma'akum, and thank you for
So,
joining us. Now we have Wayne Coe. Wayne, welcome to our program. Tell us where you're from and share with us what you like to share.
Thank you, Wayne Coe. I'm an artist. I live in Chatham, New York. I've spent a year occupying the school board and telling them to divest from illegal occupation and genocide, which is my little contribution. I want to thank Taki because there's this long tradition of honoring people who make the incredibly brave and generous sacrifice of their lives to oppose war. And it made me think of Norman Morrison, who self-immolated in front of the Pentagon and ended up inspiring Brian S. Wilson, who wrote a great book called Blood on the Tracks, and who himself ended up having a sacrifice. He was trying to stop military trains taking arms to rebels in Central America, and they sped up the train and drove over him, but he survived. But this stamp that was made by the South Vietnamese about Norman Morrison is an amazing artifact, historical artifact. It was outlawed by the South Vietnamese after it was made, but the government made a small stamp of Norman Morrison with little protesters around it, which is quite beautiful. And not that artwork about this extreme level of protest is a genre, but when artists or societies take the time to consider the extraordinary sacrifice involved, like this mural, they become I think they become important as not just pieces of art, but as nonviolent action. So thank you, Taki, for doing this for us, because I do think it will be around for a long time. Thanks.
Taki, you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Your picture is not on. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Wine. And it is a pleasure for hearing your feedback and you understanding me for what reason exactly that I did Bushnell in a Palestine museum. There is a lot of science and a lot of details behind this mural. It is not about beauty, and it is not about only, yeah, this man, he died for Palestine, let's paint him. No, there is a lot of meanings behind this scene. And thank you for that understanding. And I hope everyone understanding me and the meaning behind this mural. Thanks a lot. And it's not street art. It's not outside. It's not in the street because he did his action in the street. So we did him inside, internal, in like warm place, in cozy place, in a museum, like more valuable, you know. So we hope that his family will see him like that.
Well, and I think as other people are mentioning, as Ian and and I'm trying to, that the very act, the very choice to do public artwork about individuals who make the ultimate sacrifice to oppose war, dehumanization, killing. It has its own special history and power beyond the beauty of the artwork as a piece of aesthetic artwork. And so that's all I'm saying. You tap into something to me that's larger than the Palestine issue, that's larger than your piece of art, regardless of its marvelous merits. And I just want to say thank you for doing that for all of us artists against war, because it's touching and it's moving, and as I say, it's more important than even the obviously essential Palestine issue. Bless you.
Thank you so much.
And we'd like to thank everybody who joined us today, people who joined us on Zoom and people who came in person at the museum. And like to thank most of all Takis Batin, who was the artist that made all this beautiful work happen and allowed us to express our feeling through the arts and allow the Palestine Museum to execute its mission, which is telling the Palestinian story through the arts. Our mission is to tell the Palestinian story through the arts to a global audience, and we do have a global audience today from many countries. I feel fulfilled that one aspect of our mission is being performed and realized. And thank you, everyone, for that. Thank you, Krista, for working with me today, and for the nice introductions to the subjects.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Faisal, for this opportunity. Thank you for being patient. for hearing me. My English, it is not perfect. I try to be linked with my feeling, so maybe you understand it. So that's because it is linked with
I
my
think
feeling.
we all understood you quite well and really appreciate your
Thanks so
work, your
much.
sentiments, your vision, and your amazing
Yeah.
work and spirit.
Yeah,
Thank you.
next month I have like maybe this is like small promotion for my next show that will be in Chicago on 15th of August, downtown, and maybe I will be sharing some stuff on social media. It is talking about war, against war, me, my people, and other people. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thank you. Your grammar is a bit, rusty, but your artwork is phenomenal. It's out of this world. After all, what do we want? Good grammar or do we want good art?
Good art.
You would appreciate this, Tucky. There used to be a Winston cigarettes commercial back in the 60s, and it was they were arguing over whether to say Winston tastes like a cigarette should, or Winston should taste like a cigarette, and went back and forth. And the caption was, "Do you want good grammar or good taste?" So, do we want good grammar or do we want good art? We definitely want great art. We don't care about the grammar. So, your grammar was good. Uh, uh, I wish other artists have the same skills with the better grammar they have, but unfortunately,
Yeah, I prefer to make art and to speak to the people through my art, not speaking without art.
yeah, great. Well, thanks everybody, and we're gonna let you
Thank you.
get back to the rest of the holiday. And those of you who are going to be driving for the traffic that's going to be going home this evening. All right, thanks everyone, and we'll see you on.
Hope to see you again. Hopefully, I'll see you in Chicago, Taki. It's just a couple hours from my home. I'll see if I can make it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Ma salama.
Thank you, everybody.